The rain wasn't just falling, it was strangling the city. A solid wall of water hammered the glass towers and flooded the streets. Neon signs bled across the black, wet pavement. It was chaos. It was loud everywhere except for one impossible place, right in the middle of a packed intersection. The rain just failed. A perfectly straight, dry line slid between the lanes of stalled traffic. Droplets would curve right around it, peeling away as if hitting an invisible wall. Drivers didn't seem to notice. They just passed right through the strange distortion. But one person standing under some scaffolding did. He watched as his own jacket, soaked by the downpour, suddenly developed a clean, dry stripe right across the chest as the anomaly drifted closer. He froze. The dry lane kept moving, and he saw rain begin to crawl upward along its invisible edges, defying gravity. Streetlights flickered, their glow bending around something tall inside that corridor of dry air. Too tall for the street. The man stepped back, but the air in front of him dented inward like a fist pressing into clay. He wasn't hit, just compressed. He fell as if being knocked out of a boxing ring in reality. His umbrella twisted into a corkscrew of metal. His shoes clattered onto the empty pavement. For a split second, the rain avoided the space where he had been. Then the storm rushed back in. People screamed. A bag of groceries burst open, sending oranges rolling into the street. A bus skidded and slammed into a light pole. Phones came out to record, but every screen went black. The dry corridor kept moving, gliding across sidewalks and through the panicked crowds. Anyone who brushed its edge just buckled. 2 people were lifted into the air, their bodies arching as an unseen pressure pinned their arms to their sides. They rose a few inches, then compressed into nothing, gone. Their shoes slapped down into the puddles below. The corridor widened, then branched off, sending multiple invisible distortions slicing through the city. Traffic lights froze on red. A man sprinted for a bank lobby, but the revolving door twisted and bent as the force passed through it. Inside, potted plants bowed toward empty air, and a security desk lifted slowly before being crushed flat. The dry lanes outside converged again, merging into one, and then the rain stopped, not on the ground, in mid-air. Thousands of droplets hung suspended, glittering in the billboard lights, and in the middle of that frozen rainfall, there was a towering absence, a presence so immense it warped the reflections around it. Thunder cracked, and the rain fell all at once, as if gravity had furiously reasserted itself. The street was empty, too empty. Sirens wailed in the distance, but then they too fell silent. First responders arrived only to stop at the edge of the block, watching the rain soak everything, except for those thin vertical seams sliding through the air. One of them stepped forward. His radio cut to static. The rain climbed an invisible surface in front of him. His helmet tilted, pressed by an unseen force. Then he was gone. No splash, just a uniform crumpling into the water. The invisible thing or things drifted down into subway entrances and underground parking garages. Down there, sprinklers activated, and their streams of water curved around the empty spaces, finally giving them a shape. The water jets mapped out towering faceted silhouettes, long, shifting, and overlapping. Not one shape, but many layered inside the rain. Above the storm, helicopter spotlights swept across the rooftop until their beams bent around an invisible column drifting between the towers. The chopper veered, lost altitude, and vanished. The power grid failed, block by block. Only the lightning flashes revealed what was moving through the darkness. Tall voids sliding through buildings, through offices, through apartments, through hospital wings. Everywhere the rain refused to fall. People simply vanished. Not torn or scattered, just removed, compressed into absence. By morning, the drizzle revealed a hollowed-out city. Abandoned cars, clothes plastered to the pavement, phones ringing to no one. News drones found no bodies, no blood. All they found were long, clean, dry streaks burned into the wet world. They were still sliding, still moving, still hunting, because every few seconds between the drifting drops you could see one of them, a thin vertical stripe crossing through the rain, untouched, and looking,